Hey, this is DeAndre Ford, and you're listening to Worship Radio International.
Hello, hello. How are you doing? It is Kay again. I know you all missed me, and I'm going to tell you exactly where I disappeared to. And so give me 1 second while I get all my notes set up. But I wanted to first and foremost say hi and welcome everyone back to the Creative Workshop. I went to California for a week. Well, it was a little over, no, 7 days. So I went to California for a week. And then from California, I went directly to Washington. And for those of you that are still a little confused about Washington and Washington, D.C., I went to the further Washington from Michigan. And I was there just scoping, looking, enjoying. And so what could have been a vacation turned into literally a trip of visions, like just being a visionary, seeing different places, seeing different opportunities. And so the good news is we are now registered in California. And so we're actually taking Creative Masters and we're going to California and we're going full force in branding and marketing and design and print services for other people. But overall, California was literally just a different eye view, a different environment. And so I'm very grateful that God made the way for me to be there. But it was amazing. So many different people. Even going into Washington, it was so many different opportunities, so many different connections and things like that. And so I'm grateful to where we're going with that. I ask that you continue to keep me in prayer as I go forward with that. But today I wanted to talk about the 4 P's of marketing. I have been on this marketing kick for the last 3 days. I mean, reading books, listening to seminars, just ingesting more information, taking it all in to truly get an understanding of how I can help my clients. It's not easy being in branding and marketing, but it's also not hard. And so in servicing you guys and working with you all, I want to be the best that I can be for you. Okay? And so with the 4 P's of marketing, the 4 P's of marketing is simply your product, your price, your promotion, and place. A lot of people disregard marketing because they feel as though it's nonsense, it's not needed, or they take on marketing without actually understanding all of what it entails. And so they often think that they're marketing and they're not. Okay. So forgive me if you haven't already grabbed a notebook or a pen or, a laptop, something where you could take small notes to better your brand. It may not be an area in which you struggle, but it may be an area that someone needs help. And so that's when I asked you to share the video. We have our email address up here, which is creativemastersllc@gmail.com. If you're interested in any sponsorship or interviewing opportunities, I would love to bring your brand on live and discuss your product, your place, your promotion, and your prices. Okay? So anyways, back to the 4 P's of marketing. We're going to start with the first P, which is product. Again, if you guys want to chime in, the comments are open. This is a live broadcast. I know I've been doing the replay while I was gone, but this is live. I can see your comments in real time. So if there's something that you don't understand or something that you want to comment on, or even if you love the information, just give us a comment and a shout below. Okay. So product. Product is, of course, the product or services that you intend to offer. They should be superior, unique, and easy to use. Now, I use the term unique very loosely, okay? Because when it comes to marketing a product that is unique, you have to work 10 times harder than someone that sells a commodity or, a popular product per se, okay? So it must be a product that is needed, necessary. We talked about that when developing a product line, that in order for people to buy your product, they need to find some type of benefit in buying it. It may be a need or it may be a want, but it has to pertain to their lifestyles and the things in which they use on the daily or seasonal basis. Okay. So again, we have our product. We're going to say our product is a shoelace. Okay. So now we go into our price. How much to sell your products for? Now that may seem very difficult. Even choosing a product, it's like, well, I know I want to sell. Why do you want to sell? What problem do you want to solve? Okay. So those are some things to think about in this product. It can be tangible. It can be a physical product. It could be intangible, which means it's more so like an experience that you're selling or purchasing. I know one thing that I did when I went to California was I got a massage for the first time. And it wasn't an ordinary back massage. It was where they touched on all of your reflex points. And it kind of puts you into a state of relaxation. And it's something that I never heard of. But once I experienced it, it was something like, okay, this will be something that I do quarterly just to get my mind off of work and kind of chill out a little bit. And funny story, when I was there, the environment was so tranquil and quiet and peaceful that I used that time to pray. And so in my mind, I'm talking to God and I'm like, God, what will you have for me to do while I'm here in California? What's the next level? What do you need from me? And next thing you know, they were waking me up. And so my mentor, who was also there, she was like, girl, you was snoring. And I'm like, oh, was I? Like, well, I started off praying, just know that. And so that was their product. That was the product that they offer. And the price that they offered it was only $40. And we had a coupon for $5 off, which was an even better marketing tool. So when setting your price, the price of the product determines the offering in which the customers are willing to give it a chance. They're willing to buy it. The price can either be too low, because some buyers in purchasing, if it's too low, they feel like, nah, something wrong with it, or they perceive it to be cheap, or they perceive it to be, out of their lane. Okay. And it can't be too high as well, because your target market, which you've already set, if you're developing this product, your target market may not be able to afford it. And so if your product is geared toward a certain income level, you have to make sure that the price reflects so. Okay. So imagine walking into Dollar Tree and you see something for $5, right? Dollar Tree's motto is everything is $1. And so you would be quite thrown, taken back to see something for $5, because when you walked into the store, your intent was to spend $1 per item. Okay. So when it comes down to the price, a product is said to be elastic. If raising its price reduces the demand considerably, example, coffee, it's a certain amount that people will pay for coffee. And then certain products can be inelastic, which means its demand is not affected by the price. So whether you raise or lower the price, people are still going to buy it. And the main example for that is gas, right? So no matter how high or low gas goes, we still need gas. We're still going to buy gas. We will complain and make statuses and post and things like that all we want to, but the bottom line is we need gas and we're going to purchase it, right? So when I was in California, y'all gonna hear that a lot. I enjoyed myself. When I was in California, we pulled into the gas station and gas was $4.29. Like, it blew my wig off. Like, I was completely distraught. Like, is there another option? Do you guys have to pay $4.29 for gas, or is this real life? And she filled her tank up. So evidently it was real life. For me, I was glad to get back home where gas was $2.29 in certain areas. But again, that just goes to show you that some things you can raise the price on and some things you can't. I was listening to a series in the car. I'm not really familiar with what it was, but it talked about coffee and how coffee is priced. Now, a lot of people will settle for your dollar cup of coffee, or a lot of people almost expect coffee to be no more than $1. But then there's this lovely company we like to call Starbucks, who literally charges upwards of $8 for a cup of coffee. And so you also want to ask yourself, what are they doing to get people to buy this expensive cup of coffee? What's in their coffee that's not in my coffee? Let's be clear, it's pretty much all the same. But what Starbucks do is they go a step above in their experience, in their training, and the producing of the product and the presentation of the product. And so it's so much that goes into that cup that people see no problem. I see no problem in purchasing an $8 cup of coffee. In fact, I get a cookie crumble mocha iced coffee, and it's about $7, and I enjoy it. And I look forward to it every time I pass a Starbucks. So we have a comment that says, do you poll people to see what they're willing to pay? No, you don't, because of course, if you ask me, what do you want to pay for this Starbucks cup of coffee? I'm going to tell you I want to pay $3. I'm not going to tell you that I want to pay 8. And so what you do is you just study the market. You look at their trends in which they purchase, or you can hire a marketing manager.
I want to pay $1.
So you can hire their marketing manager and hire a marketing manager, and they can kind of help you with that. But just to give you a little snippet of what you could do, you could actually do market research, which means once you've figured out your target market, you see where they are financially, what areas in which they live in, what do they normally purchase, what are their purchasing habits, and things like that. And you can kind of see where you set your prices. And then you look at the competition to see where they are, because again, you don't want to be too low. I was talking to a friend earlier, and I thank God for bringing the memory back. I was talking to a friend earlier about what he charges for t-shirts. Now he went from overlooked to overbooked, and he is doing really great. And so I definitely want to give Joe a shout out, because Joe is really doing things in the t-shirt industry with his August Wear brand. And I really commend him for that. And so we were talking prices earlier, and when he revealed to me his price, I was like, wow. I couldn't believe that people were paying this for his, not to say that his quality wasn't there, because it was, but it's just, I deal with so many people that only want to pay $5 and $10 for shirts. And so here it is. He has not only developed a product, which is his t-shirts, that people are comfortable with paying the asking price. Okay. So it all depends on where you are and what you are offering. Okay. So now we figured out our price. Again, we're not selling something for $5 at the dollar store. Blaine chimed in and said he wants to pay $1 for coffee. Exactly. But there's a moment where you're going to desire a flavor coffee. 9 times out of 10, that dollar coffee is just black coffee. And depending on where you are, they may give you cream or sugar. But for me, I like hazelnut, and I like whipped cream and all those different additives on my coffee. And it just comes down to, I can't get all that for 99 cents. And if a place does give me all that for 99 cents, I'm questioning the quality of the cream. Okay. So again, that's where, if the price is too low, I've heard a comment to say, if it's too easy, don't take it. You say, I want to be like Joe, overlooked and overbooked. Listen, it's real. Okay. So we went through 2 P's. We went through our product, and we went through our price. If you need further help, make sure you email me, or if it's more easier for you to start off inboxing me, you can inbox the page, and we can actually set up a consult where I can go through and kind of help you with your prices. Do not just set a price because you feel like it's what you're worth. Okay, because it's not about you. It's simply about your product and how it adds to the value of life. Okay, it's more to it than just say, you know what? It took me $2. I'm going to sell it for $3. You really have to get an understanding of what it takes to actually price a product. Because sometimes, even though it took you $10 to make something, the end result may not even be worth $10. And so it may take us back to our production costs, and what can we cut down on, and what can we do to do, what can we do differently to lower this price. Okay. One show that I like is Shark Tank. I love it. I watch it just for the numbers, just for not even for the ideas, but just to see where people are in business. And one question that they ask often is, how much do you charge for the product? And what does it cost for you to make the product? And they don't mean just what did the ingredients cost. They meant, what did the ingredients cost? What did the packaging cost? A lot of people don't even include labeling and packaging in the price. Okay. And so they ask the question, what did it cost for you to produce this product? Okay. And so then you can kind of get an idea of what you should charge. Okay. All right. So going into the next P, which is promotion. This is kind of like sort of my favorite part. Okay. Sort of, kind of, almost. Promotion. Now, place is over promotion in the 4 Ps, but I really love promotion. And so the reason why I'm skipping over place right now is because a lot of people in this entrepreneur journey don't start off with a place. Their place is typically home and home offices and things like that. So we'll go back to place. But promotion is the method of communication by which the marketer provides information about the product into a sales pitch, into an actual end. Okay. It includes advertisements, personal sellings, word of mouth, any publicity, all of that is promotion. Okay. And so in promoting your product, there is a right and wrong way to promote a product. You can have the best product in the world. If it's not promoted properly, you have lost. You have sold yourself out. You have cost yourself. I don't even want to use the term you failed yourself, but you have. And so understand that promotion is really important, okay? Let me pull up my other notes, right? So promotion could be different channels of promotion, whether it's social media, websites, blogs, radio, TV, things like that, the coverage in which who you're going to market to. It makes no sense for you to advertise to people out of state if you have no means to getting it out of state. So if you are a food restaurant, your promotion should literally be within the area in which your clients could get to it. Right? So you don't want to advertise your food shop in California if you have no way to get it to California, or if you don't even have a thought to actually move and build it up in California, if you get what I'm saying. So coverage is important. The location in which you promote is also important, because if you have a product that you tailored around a smaller budget, you don't want to advertise in places where it's, they consider it to be too cheap. Like, well, no, I'm not interested. I don't know what that is. Or you also don't want to do it the other way around. You don't want to advertise a product that is considered to be premium in a place where the finances don't really support that product. And so if you have let's say low income housing, right? If you have low income housing in Westland and you're trying to sell, let's say a high end brand, a Gucci purse, you're less likely to make a sale there. Because again, that's out of their means. It's not something they're even thinking about. But if you sold a maybe more standard purse that, fit their budget and fit different styles and things like that, you might get a bite. Okay. Now, inventory. A lot of people I'll use these excuses. A lot of people have excuses when it comes to marketing, right? Now this is the 4 P's of marketing. So this is overall. A lot of people, here's the excuses. Well, I might look too successful and people might not purchase. I don't want to get more business than I can handle. I don't want to grow too fast. I don't want my competition to know what I'm doing. Listen. Those are the arguments that you don't want to have. If those are your thoughts right now concerning what I'm saying in marketing, I need you to disregard them. I need you to throw them in the trash and not pick them back up. Okay. Now, again, promotion is communicating to potential customers to create an awareness of your business. Most people think you promote to get a sale. If you're only pushing ads and speaking to people just so that you can get a sale, you're doing it wrong. You're missing a lot of people. You're missing a lot of opportunities. Promotion is so that you can raise awareness. Like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I offer. This is what I can do. And there's so many ways to promote. Okay. So many ways. Most of the businesses that I deal with, I like to deal with them from the ground up, because I can ensure that there's a solid foundation. I can ensure that we're going step by step, because you ever notice in business, you'll jump too far and then find yourself having to jump back a few more steps because you didn't do what you needed to do to get to step 2. You just jumped to step 6 because 6 looked easier, right? Okay, so if I'm making sense, I need you to like this video. I need you to share this video. Again, the comments are live. So if you have any input or if you have any questions or concerns, I can kind of tie them into the video and answer that for you in real time. Okay, so now promotion. Like, why do you need to advertise? Like I said, because no one knows you. No one knows where you are. No one knows what you offer. And so in order for people to figure out who you are and what you offer and that it's actually a great product, you need to put yourself out there. This stand does not like my phone and I'm not appreciating it. We're going to try to put this on here one more time. Okay. So anyways, now when it comes to promotion can be, like I said, a blog. It can be flyers. It can be, blogs and different things like that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up my notes. Oftentimes we make small mistakes in our promotion because we overload everything we have into one marketing piece, right? One promotional piece, one advertising piece, and we throw off our clients. Again, a quote that I heard this past weekend that stuck with me was, "If you confuse them, you lose them." I was like, what? And it's really real. If you confuse them, you lose them. And what that means is that if your client feels like working with you is confusing and they don't understand what's going on, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go somewhere else. Okay? So different types of promotion could be sales promotion, advertising, public relations, things like that. All right? So now, your promotion. Promotion plays that main role because it is the process of getting your consumers aware of what you're doing. In the marketing process, as customers are always sensitive to the price, you want to make sure that the price does not determine if they shop with you or not. The price should not be set by management. In fact, a marketer should be careful in analyzing the market in which they set the price. That's what I said. If all of this is like Chinese to you and you need some help, contact me because I can break it down into pieces that you can, one, consume and then understand. And then I can work with you hands on to figure out the best prices, the best promotion, and things in which you should go, things in which you should use. Okay. Excuse me for getting caught up. I have to get used to the setting again because, like I said, I was gone for some time, loving it. And so we're getting back into the groove of the broadcast and teaching and going over different information, right? So promotion is related to communication with your target market. I'm going to keep using the term target market because everybody is not for you. Every client is not for you. Every sale is not for you. Every inquiry is not for you. And in order for you to understand that, you have to understand who it is you're making products for, who it is your services are for. Okay. If a company does not introduce its product in the market, how can sales be increased? So even though you just made a really good body butter, how can we know, or how can you even expect to see a rise in sales if no one knows anything about the product? How do we know that it even exists? Okay. Therefore, businesses are spending huge amount in the areas of marketing in order to attract the high traffic customers toward their offering in the competitive world. No matter if you think that you're in competition or not, it is a very competitive market. Okay. So sales promotion, it includes a sale offer, a free sample, a rebate offer, a coupon, and it's offered to people to get them to purchase. When's the last time you used a coupon? So for me, the last time I used a coupon was when I went to the spa and we got the massages. They had a $5 off coupon. While $5 wasn't a lot comparing the prices to the other places, and after comparing reviews, I figured I would rather take the $5 off and try the place because they appeared to be what I needed them to be. Okay. So that was the last time I used a coupon. But again, that coupon kind of helped me in making a decision. It was like in my mind, it was like, well, I got a coupon here. Well, I do have a coupon. Well, it is $5 off. And so that kind of played a role in my decision making. Okay. So don't be afraid to offer coupons. And there's so many different ways to offer a coupon. Let's say you can only afford to do $5 off, right? You can set that up so many different ways. If a product is $50, you can just say it's 10% off. Or you can say, hey, it's $5 off. Or you can say buy 2, get $10 off. All of those are ways to give away that $5. Okay. So again, that's where marketing comes in, where we get strategies together to set up your marketing campaigns and different schedules. Okay. Samples. What's the store? I believe it's Costco's, but stores like that where you walk around and you kind of anticipate the samples, like, I wonder what they're going to have. I remember And it's so crazy because I was a little girl. I remember being in a Kmart. I want to say it was a store, nonetheless. And they were having a display in the middle of the store. And they got everybody's attention. Hey, we're doing a demonstration in between aisles 5 and 4. Make sure you get there. We're going to have a great offer. And guess what? You get to sample some great food. So, me and all my same complexion people rushed to aisle 4 and 5 to see what was going on, right? And so we're all crowded around this guy, and he's standing on literally a cardboard box display with a table. And he's like, we're going to introduce the first quick chop, right? And so for a lot of people, we're like, what is a quick chop? But the quick chop was the machine where it was a small machine. It wasn't the big food processor. It wasn't a big blender, but it was a very small machine where you can put your vegetables inside and quick chop. You could chop them up, and you can chop them up big or small. They had different blades and settings and things like that. And we watched them put the ingredients in, and they quick chopped and they made this salsa right there before our eyes in 5 minutes. And so it was nothing like you see on those late night commercials. And it was literally, we were all like, I need this in my life. Like, I can't even remember the last time my mother had made salsa or she had bought salsa. But it was just the fact that the opportunities and things that she would have to make with this quick chop. And so we're all standing there waiting on our ketchup size sample of salsa. And we're all sold, like, just to see how fast it worked. And so, again, they offered us all a free sample. And then if you bought the quick chop that day, it was like 10% off, or it was buy one, get one free. And so, of course, they sold out because not only did they show us something new, they showed us how it worked. They allowed us to taste the fruits of the product and then offer us a discount, like all of that in one, right? And that was a part of their campaign. That was a part of their promotion. Hey, if you're here and you buy it, you get one free. Once you walk away, and see, that's that scarcity marketing creeping in. Once you walk away, it'll be regular price and you won't get one for free. And so, again, you see how promotions can gear different sales. How many people run to Burger King or McDonald's when they have the 2 for $6? You be like, oh, 2 for $6, I gotta have two. And most of the time you don't even eat the second sandwich. Like, for me, I don't. And so promotions does play a big part in your marketing. Okay. And so, again, if you need help, concerning your promotions and how to set up your product and how to actually bring awareness to it, make sure you reach out to me so that I can help you. It's only so much that I can teach in an hour, in all honesty. So I have to kind of talk relatively fast and touch on certain points. I kind of jump back and forth because I realize that I miss out on key elements. But the whole reason for this broadcast is for me to kind of educate you on being the best business you can be. This is the Kreative Workshop. This is where we literally help those that are trying. You may not have the money to go back to school. You may not have the money to test the markets. You may not, you may not have it all together, but you have an idea. And so it's my job to kind of help you take that idea and make it into a concrete product or service, and then make it an official brand, and then market it to the public. Okay. So we move into the 4th P of marketing, which is place. So place is also known as distribution, but for the sake of it being 4 P's, we're going to say place, right? So the place is in where you advertise, where you choose to sell. Place is, so I read a little bit about place. Okay. So place is simply distribution, means the availability of the product or service to your target customers. Okay. When a company launches a new product, then it will not earn any revenue until, notice the word until it places the new product at a place that is convenient for its customers. Okay. So that may be an online store. That may be, I noticed that the D-Loft actually opened up their venue to sell different products. And so wherever it is, make sure that it is a place where your target market could actually go and purchase it. And so if your target market is more, let's say if their income is on the lower end, you wouldn't want to place it an hour away from them. Okay. So again, think about that when you're placing your product. Okay. So the company develops an appropriate distribution channel for distribution of its products and effective numbers. You want the product to consistently be able to move. So I know for the company Fashion Nova, when they kind of first got out here and got started, a lot of people's complaints was that they couldn't get the product. Not only was it taking too long for it to be mailed to them, it was really hard. And so while they had did the promotion, their promotions and advertising were on point, it was really hard for the people to get the product. And so that was something they had to take back to the drawing board to say, hey, we need to figure out a better place. And so even though they stayed online, they made the online ordering process a little bit more efficient so that it didn't take you a month or 3 months to get your products. Okay. And I've never ordered from them. Again, I like to study businesses and reviews. And so I kind of got that from the reviews. Okay. The decision about distribution channels is very significant for the success of the business. The company can analyze the strengths and the condition of the market in order to decide either if they're going to offer it here or they're going to offer it there. Okay. Another important aspect of distribution is that the company also takes in account of the geographical location. So again, like I said, you don't want to put your product too far from where your target market is located. Okay. If you're trying to target people in Detroit, you don't want to put the store in Sterling Heights. Okay. That's just an example. The distribution element of the marketing mix affects the other departments of the business as the designing and packaging of the product changes according to its location. Again, if, let's say for instance, you sell popsicles, right? And you have a really good business selling popsicles here up north because it's colder. So the further up north you go, the colder it is, right? And so your popsicles or ice cream business is booming, right? And you get a contract to sell ice cream in, let's say, Arizona. You now have to change your entire product to fit the standards of Arizona because Arizona is humid and hot all of the time. And so now you have to figure out what needs to be done for you to offer that product in another environment. Okay. The supply chain is influenced by distribution decisions of a product like transportation, logistics, warehousing, all of that, right? So let's say, for instance, you get a product in Walmart. Walmarts are popping up everywhere. Everywhere you see a Walmart, you can literally drive and point out the different Walmarts that you see. And so, of course, Walmart will be a great channel for your product, right? But let's say Walmart doesn't offer what you need for your product. Then you have to go to another store. And if there is not an outlet for you, then you have to design one. You have to create one. You'll find that a lot of people will open up stores based on the price of the rent. And I know I'm hitting somewhere right with this. So let's say, for instance, you see a building, right? And you go inside of the building. They're like, oh, well, give me $300 for rent a month. $300 is so cheap. You'd be like, I'll take it. Without understanding that is this location beneficial to your client or is it beneficial to you? Is there any foot traffic? Is this the area in which you're trying to target? Are you where you feel like you need to be? And so I've even visited some desolate areas with some really great businesses. And the first thought that came to mind is, why are you here? It's so many other people that need you. And here you are in the back of this store, unseen and unheard, right? And so if I can give you an example, when I first started out in business, I was like, I have to have a brick and mortar. I have to have a location. I have to have a location. And so many people were giving me offers like, well, you can move into my building. You can move here. You can move there. And God simply told me no. And it got to a point where I was so desperate for a building that someone offered me a building for cheap inside of their location. And they pitched it to me like, oh, well, I can help you do this. I can add this to you. And it took for me to do research as to who was coming to them. Did we have the same market? And what were the type of people that were shopping with her, and would they be beneficial to me? And the answer was no. Now, of course, the rent that she was charging me was beneficial to my budget. It was no longer beneficial to my business. But because I was so desperate, I'm like, I'll sign the contract. Here's the money. right? Here's the money. And so when I got home and God told me no, I cried about it. Like, I seriously cried about it because first and foremost, I didn't want to move out of his will for my business. But I began to see a little bit of what would happen when I got there, right? And so while I was thinking like, oh, we could work great together, I had to look at how they treated their clients and how that worked. What were their clients coming to spend? And yeah, of course, my clients are loyal to the brand and they would come, but it's just like, what type of environment would this set for people trying to build businesses? Me being in the back of a convenience store, right? And so it just wasn't conducive to my business plan. It wasn't conducive to where I was trying to go. And so I had to back out of it. And so again, we have to really pay attention to what we're doing, and we can't just take opportunities because it's easy, because it'll cause us to fall back a few steps. All right. So we went over the 4 P's of marketing, which are which are product, price, place, and promotion. Okay. So now, again, they all depend on each other. Like, the price of the product depends on the promotion. The price also depends on the place. The place depends on the promotion, and the promotion depends on the place. And the promotion also depends on the product. So depending on what you sell, you may not be able to advertise it everywhere, right? It may not, there's new laws and legislations and different things like that may prevent you from advertising a certain way in a certain area. That's just like with emails. Did you guys know that spamming is against the law? Didn't know that, did you? And so you have to be careful in how you email your clients about your product. And there's certain regulations to the emails. They have to be able to unsubscribe. They had to first give you permission to even email them, right? And so a lot of those things we have to take into account when we're starting these businesses and we're offering these services and these products. Let's stop halving it. And when I say halving, I mean just throwing it together, putting it out there. And even if you took time putting it together, don't just throw it out there, because you end up wasting money trying to do what you didn't do the research for, right? And so if you don't think marketing is important, I need you to comment right now and say, how is marketing important? So that I can reach out to you and help you with understanding why marketing is important. Because I can sit on live and tell you all day, but if it doesn't relate to you, it doesn't relate. And so you probably sat at home like, I don't buy coffee. I don't even drink coffee. And so again, I want to make the lesson more relatable to you so that you get an understanding of why your product and what you choose is important, why the price is important, why the promotion is important, and why the place is important. And again, think about it. There's people in the world that sell the same exact product. And when I say the same exact, I mean everything in it is exactly the same. But they price it differently, they package it differently, and they promote it differently, right? And so that's something you really have to take into consideration. Oh yeah, and it's in a different place. And so again, that's something that you really have to consider when developing products or services. Of course, they're both different. A product is different from a service. But again, when you get into services, the experience matters. And so you can't effectively create an experience if you're in a bad place, right? And of course, someone wouldn't say that it was a good experience if the price wasn't where it needed to be. Again, I'll say, if you confuse them, you'll lose them. You can't expect people to ask questions when it simply could have been answered step 1. Okay? So again, if you don't understand marketing and you need some help, I need you to comment below, how is marketing important, so that I can link up with you and we can get this thing going. Because I believe that entrepreneurship is in the air. Like, I believe it's so many different opportunities. I have a few moments, but like I said, when I went to California, it was breathtaking, because I saw so many opportunities and so many networks and connections that us right here in Detroit could be linked to. And so if you guys just give me some time, I'm still building the bridge, and I will bridge the gap between us and California. Just watch. All right. Listen, I love you all. And I hope you all have a great day. Again, if you need any type of help, my email is creativemastersllc@gmail.com. Or you can actually, once the live is ended, you can inbox me and let me know, and we'll go from there, okay? You guys have a great day.
This is Prophet Blake, and you are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station.